All right, this is what did not make the cut is our top story this morning. That is brought to you by Davidson's Liquors. Shop online and stock up at davidsonsdenver.com. And don't forget, they deliver. All right, Broncos preseason schedule has been announced. We're not going to go in depth and break down the X's and O's. I only want to talk about Game 3 because that's the game that matters the most.
Yeah.
Because that's when the starters play the most. Doesn't make a difference at all that you're playing at home.
I think from a fan perspective, it does. From a player perspective, I think the coaches would rather that third game be on the road so you can start kind of installing that road warrior mentality that you need to have to go out and be a great team in the NFL. So if we want to have the preseason test for our team, let's make the bar as high as possible. Let's have it on the road, and it's going to be against the San Francisco team, which is still some question marks about how good that team will be. But I think they would prefer to have that Seattle game in game number 3, a true test against a very good team in a hostile environment. You can work on so many things by doing that as opposed to having it at home in the relatively cushy confines.
Yeah, and in particular when you're breaking in a new coach and new culture and new system and all those kinds of things. Yeah, I think he's exactly right. From a fan standpoint, I think it's great that the game 3 is here because now you get to see the starters in person the most that they'll play in any preseason game. But it's more than just that. Obviously, it's a team that's trying to prepare to be ready for the football season, and for them, it probably would be a little bit better if they could be tested a little bit more in that kind of a scenario on the road.
So you would rather have Game 3 of the preseason at Seattle or Seattle at home?
At Seattle.
Yeah,
I agree.
Let's make the test as tough as possible because the results don't count, but we can learn so much and gain so much from this. But from a player perspective, having the last 2 preseason games at home, preseason travel is the worst travel of all because there's extra guys. So everything takes longer. And there are no day preseason games. All the preseason games are at night. I guess, I can't say none, but 90% of them are at night. So to go to, they don't have very far to go this year because most of those preseason games are West Coast. But they had, say, an East Coast game someplace past, say, the Saints. You pull back up to training camp or Dove Valley at 6 or 7 in the morning, it becomes a lost day during the training schedule. So from a coach's perspective and a player's perspective, while the test would be better to go to Seattle, it's more helpful for the end of training camp to not lose 2 days due to travel with all those extra guys.
Yeah, I'm sure they appreciate that. Basically, what you're talking about, like 3 straight weeks or whatever, just being at home. Which is, I can't imagine is anything but good things for the players, who
much
get
more
to stay in
rested.
town. Yeah.